So, Charles Allen, you're with us today. Thank you so very much. We appreciate your time because you're a busy guy.
Yes, I am, and I'm so happy to be with you. I'm honored to be here. Excited.
Well, obviously, you know, we are a podcast based around local music and international or national music, and we have seen you in our area at White's before. I mean, we've seen you other places, but I think I mostly remember you from White's Bar, and it was full of energy. So when people come and see you, if somebody were to ask me specifically what I see in you, I see a bundle of energy. And you must have a ton of it since you are keeping an insane schedule.
Energy. I think the bipolar / ADHD makes me have these moments of energy, and I think that's where life began for me, is energy. My parents always kind of made us be these beings of light and salt to the earth, making sure that we offer something to give back, and that's what I give, my energy. It's something that will make a person smile on a bad day, and on my bad day it might make them
Well, I think your energy is contagious. And it's beautiful and it's genuine. And you can feel that when people see you. Like, not only do you portray the music in a positive way, I think your energy radiates on others. And for people who say, well, maybe I don't really care for like blues or jazz or whatever, I think if you saw a person with your energy, they don't need to know a lick of it. They don't even ever have to actually even think that they would ever enjoy it. They are going to enjoy it because your energy comes out and it gets people excited, and they want to have fun. They want to stand up. They want to clap. They want to snap. They want to, stomp their feet and whatever. That's the energy that I see that you bring to the table.
Well,
am I making you blush?
just a hair. I'm a little chocolate, so it's not gonna blush that much. You're making me melt. I think that life and what you've been through determines how you live life day to day. And I've just learned that I have a song I wrote. It's called Good Living. Time won't wait on anybody's feelings. And I try to live every day like it's my last. I am the overcommitter of history. My girl is begging. She's begging for just a night at home, in the house, in the bed, not doing anything. But I'm like, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. I left a meeting to come here. It's like, I'm gonna be alone. But the truth is that I lost so many people. And if you go from 2019 to 2024, even if you did 2016 to 2024, I've lost so many. Stood in front of 6 caskets, and I'm a singer, so I also stand in front of people's caskets that are not family. Tough. And I've watched, and I've had this game of life tell me that the only promise that we have truly is that time is never given back, and that tomorrow is not promised. And I truly want to make sure that while I'm here, that I can spread some love, that I can spread some joy, that I can spread some energy to the people in my community and around the world. And I think with music like blues, my mother always said blues is a story.
Yeah.
And it's a story that we get to tell through music. And I think country is a story as well.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes they sound like really bad, big songs because my baby left me, she's gone, she ain't never coming back, and the boys around here, drinking that ice coke. All of those things are stories.
Yeah.
But they shape.
Oh, for sure.
Our American fabric. If there's songs that come on that I I'm like, oh my God, where was I when that happened? Like, and
Yeah.
it rocks my world. Purple Rain is a song that made me choose music. Like, my mother sang that at Wise Guys Bar. I don't know if y'all know, but let me say this. My mother, Cherie Williams, I'm going to bust it out there. And she's...
That's... So, before you got here, and for some reason, I was having a brain fart, and I was like, remember we were at White's, and he hopped up on the stage, and I guess I didn't know that Cherie was your mom. I thought maybe she was like your aunt or, a sister or something. Like, way to go, Cherie, you're looking good.
Yes, she does look.
But
I get that a lot, actually.
Yeah, but I remember, and then she come up on the stage, and you guys, it was a moment. And Cherie's been around for a long time, and even for people who, again, who don't tend to, if jazz and blues isn't your thing, in our area, Cherie.
You do.
I mean, you just can't escape it. I've seen her, on rock and roll nights, or heavy metal nights, going by Hamilton Street Pub, coming by like praising the music.
Yes.
And I think and I think now it makes a little more sense on your upbringing, why you are the way that you are, because I think Cherie has this understanding about music and how it brings people together, and it doesn't really matter what the genre is. You're collective in the moment.
International, she would say, music is an international voice of God. I have to do that because, like, that is who she is. She's infectious. And when you say infectious, I think of her understanding, even in circumstances where people just chose not to know her. She still found a way to, like, bridge that gap between several communities. I think that's the most beautiful thing about my mother, and I don't know why, but like, if you ever go to one of her shows, the crowd is so diverse. There's not a strong majority of black, there's not a strong majority of white, there's not a strong majority of Mexican. There is a diverse crowd of people who have realized that she's an oracle, she's an oracle to this community for music and love, the love that she shares. And I believe that is like, wow, this is, by the way, this is dope.
We are in Mount Rockmore.
Yes, I absolutely love. And I feel like we could have one more right here. I don't know who it could be, though. I got to think about it.
Yeah, it's funny because Bill had a very good idea about bringing a photo of musicians that had kind of shaped today's music in America. And this was who he picked. I mean, this
is beautiful.
It's definitely a start. It's not, going back to, I mean, you could go obviously long before any of these guys, but I think for his generation, these guys shaped who he was and who he felt shaped music for our age, I guess, our generation. Well, we got married here last week, and
wait, so you got married here last week?
Yes.
Y'all wanted to do this interview. Y'all didn't want to invite me to y'all wedding, though.
It was an open invite.
We're Facebook friends. Hello.
We are Facebook friends, but I didn't realize, like, we are. Why did we become Facebook friends? That's what I want to get to.
I was coming back into the music scene after many, many years of seclusion, and I just started, trying to get into the crowd, into the scene, and I started requesting musicians in the area, and he responded.
Yeah. Well, okay. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
On the beautiful wedded bliss.
Yes, it will be on the podcast at some point. We had some interesting. I think the fun part that we had was when our guests came in before they came up here. They had to say a magic password or a secret password, and it was I'm Batman. Or Shazam. So.
From the movie Shazam?
Yeah.
Y'all be watching Shazam?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Wow.
So we wanted people to be, we wanted people to say it in a voice, and we had the camera set up, so they had to say it into the camera before they came up. So it was fun, but ever since the wedding, it was set up on Thursday, wedding and chaos on Friday, and then clean up on Saturday, and then it was like, try to recover. And yeah, it's Thursday, but I feel like it was yesterday. I mean, even today we got here early and cleaning, so it's like it's still it's a lot of even for something that didn't seem like this is gonna be easy. We don't have to really decorate, we're not having food catered or anything.
A lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
Well,
but we did it
given,
all.
much is required. So
Yeah.
love is a lot of, love is,
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. I'm really happy for you guys.
Yeah. Well, we're really super happy. And, for my friends, very specifically, who we've had these conversations about love and we've given up. I mean, some of us we're all like in our 40s, going on 50. Some are 50. Some never been married. Some have been married and have been divorced for 20 plus years and just never found the one. I can say that I think when you're not looking for something, it just falls in your lap. I think God works in these mysterious ways, because Stephen and I are actually pretty opposite, to be honest with you. But we have music in common. It's not the same music. His music and my music are different, but somehow it's our thread. It's what we talk about, what brings us together, which made us want to do this podcast and do more about music. And it's bringing more music, I think, to our palette than it would have ever done initially. I mean, but the key here is, no matter what, when you're least expecting things in your life, whether it's good or bad, I mean, it can go either way. It's a bomb, and it could be good.
It could be good.
And it could be bad. But I think, what's in your heart, what's in your soul radiates out, and your heart only knows what it feels. When you walk by somebody, we might not know that you're energetic until you laugh, until you smile, until you make eye contact, and then suddenly my energy felt your energy, and it brought us together. And that's how, kind of like with us, like, I didn't know we were gonna like each other. I don't know, but then our energies just matched, and that it can go that way with friendships in any relationship, really.
No pun intended, but you said people go through a lot of stuff. The only song that I've released, y'all, since April of 2023 is called Sleepwalking, and the literal first words is, I admit that I was scared to start again. I gave up those fights for those butterflies, but you offer me, so it's called Sleepwalking. I want to purchase that. I wrote it about my girlfriend because I went through a tumultuous divorce, and it made me never want to try again.
Yeah.
And no, we're in a great place, and we co-parent very well together. But
it takes a minute.
It took some time. When I found my girl, though, like when I found Heidi, it was like everything aligned. She's completely polar opposite. Like I told you, she wants to stay home in the bed.
It's like, funny when people say opposites attract.
Yep.
It's so funny because I find do you find sometimes when you're out and about, people tend to stay in their little group, and they normally don't venture far away from those people or that bar or that job or whatever they do in their spare time. They usually stay very committed to this little spot, and I think it keeps people in that frame of mind that you're not going to find, I mean, you're just not going to find what you're looking for if you keep doing the same stuff over and over again.
It's that wall. And
Yeah.
you're a musician, so you guys understand that. Even for myself personally, my girl will tell you, like, she's seen me from August until October. We just celebrated our 2-year anniversary, October 4th. I'll go with October 9th, which was the same. But it took from August to October for me to acknowledge her more than just nice to see you.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, it's not that I thought she was a great person. She had a beautiful smile, but I never thought in a million years that she would even think I was cute.
Right.
So I was like, yeah. And then like one day, like I was like, oh, okay, hi, how you doing? And then it went from there. But that was
The light bulb went.
because we were at White's all the time.
Yeah.
Like I thought for sure she would hate if I told the story, but I thought for sure she was there for some other guy because like I kept seeing her at my shows. I kept seeing her at things that I was at, and I kept saying, well, man, she must be here for this guy or she must be here for that guy. And then like one day she sent me a video of me singing a song, and in the song I'm asking questions. The name of the song is Cherry Pie. I wrote it. And I'm asking questions like, you won't give me all the good things you got. And she's like, yes, I will. You won't give like, and I hear her in there, and I don't know if she knows that she's responding to it. And I'm like, I didn't even get to like listen to that until like this is way after. Like I went back and listened to the video. I'm like, do you hear yourself on this video? And like she's answering every question, but she's very calm, collective, very neurotypical. She thinks she has a checklist. She checks things off a list. I'm not him. I am.
Well, she must really help keep your busy schedule somewhat organized.
I wish there was a person that could be my schedule guru because I need a life coach, an assistant. It's got to be the mental health.
Well, you got to be nuts to keep the schedule you keep.
But I feel better.
Yeah.
I feel better when it's that thick.
Yeah. Well, let's put it like this. Look at his shirt. Vote Charles Allen for Saginaw City Council.
By November 5th?
Yeah. So you do music that keeps people in the good feels. Mm-hmm. And that is saying it lightly. I feel and you are very active in wanting to keep make Saginaw better and be a part of something positive. And I think it speaks volumes to like who you are and your personality. And it's not easy to, especially if you have a job on top of this and a girlfriend and, children and, music for some people keep you really busy. But on top of keeping that, then now you're running for city council. And what kind of impact that you would like to have on the community?
Okay, so first of all, let me say this. I grew up in an era of music where politics and music did not go together.
Yeah.
And my mom was very clear about that. And however, they were very political. My mother did picket lines. She fought for people. That's how I grew up. But when it comes to like this era in my life, in 2020, I feel like the country went through another reconstruction phase.
For sure.
We had the pandemic. We had the George Floyd era where, to be honest, our country's just been so divided for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
And it's just sad. Actually, not even the last 4 years. Since 2016, I feel like our country has just been very divided. And
I can feel it from back. I'm older. Yeah. But let's just say when I started voting at 18, 30 some years ago, I felt it then, but didn't get the scope of it, I think, until the end of Clinton, maybe Obama.
Yeah.
in there you could really feel
The difference.
it. Yeah.
And the sad thing is that, like, this is the country of dreams. This
Yeah.
is the country of, this is the only place in America where, only in America I can be a young child raised up by an Italian stepfather who gave me everything. He's my best friend, and he passed away, rest in peace, but he was my best friend, and he knew that I was going to fight for people. And I feel like the American dream is what leads me there, and I'm American, and I'm so proud to be American. And I feel like voting is our American right. But more than that, I feel like our country is so focused on the executive branch right now that they forget about the down ballot. And I don't care who you vote for president. If it's not set up right in your local community, it don't matter. You can
doesn't.
look.
People don't know there's 12 other candidates on the ballot.
Oh, they don't. And they don't. Oh, by the way, flip over your ballot and flip to the nonpartisan side, and you'll find me, Charles Allen, running for city council, also known as Charles Allen Roach. It's going to say that on the ballot. So make sure you vote for me. You can vote for 5. You don't, just let me be one of your votes
Yes,
for 5.
yes.
But they don't. We have down ballot drop off in this state.
Yeah.
Being a battleground state, one, we're tired.
Yeah.
We are tired of hearing about it because we're a battleground and we have so many electoral votes. We are tired. Girl, we is exhausted. I don't want to hear from neither one of the candidates anymore.
Yeah.
We are exhausted. I get an email and
It was just talked about. I think I was up in the middle of the night listening, and how tired people are. I think at this point, 90+% of Americans already know what they're going to vote for. Why are you inundating, 3 or 4 commercial ads, in every single program, and blowing up our phones with text messages and phone calls and whatever? Like, okay, we are exhausted. Why you're spending your dollars on that when
like 7 places in the country is getting hit the hardest.
Yeah.
Like, those are the battlegrounds.
Yeah.
And the way our country is set up is that you have this outline of like safe states for this party, safe states for that party, and there's a list of them.
Yeah.
And if you do the math, the population is the ones that get the most electoral votes. So it's a game.
Yeah.
And it's a game that sometimes is, first of all, I'm not an election denier. I believe in our democracy, and I believe in safe and fair elections. However, I also understand that misinformation is the game right now.
Yes.
And that is what's happening all over this country. And I will move on from that. But the reason why I got into this is because I am your neighbor. I understand that I live in Saginaw, Michigan, where right now in the city of Saginaw, to get a 3-bedroom, one bathroom house is over $2,000 a month.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to run for city council because I'm talking about quality of life for my constituents who I aim to serve, who live in this city, who is at 36% poverty, and we keep painting stuff.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm running. I'm not running for city council to talk about nobody's presidential choice, because
Right.
I understand that even though that is important to vote, everybody get out and vote. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for, but get out and vote because it's important to vote. If you're an American, you need to vote.
Yeah.
It is our right as Americans. Our democracy is not that old. It's 250 some odd years old. Like,
Right.
and people have no clue because they're not. Same with city council. Let's bring this down to just local. If you don't see what's happening, you don't know what's happening. If you're not engaged, you're not informed. If you're not informed, you're not mad, you're not upset, and you don't care about what's going on.
Right.
It's when you see that there's blight everywhere.
Everywhere.
When you see that there is issues in our schooling system, when you see that we have food deserts in the city of Saginaw and one side is thriving and the other one is dying, that makes you get up and say, okay, I need to knock doors, because how do these people feel?
Right.
I have a hard time trying to figure out how to pay for rent on a monthly basis. And I have twin, boy and girl. It's time for them to get out. God only make 2 models, and I'm so happy that he gave them to me at one time. But he did, and now I'm trying to figure out how to make sure they got a place to stay and have their own separate rooms. And they're 7 years old, and they're like, I can't.
And they have a safe, and they feel safe, and you should feel safe with them when they go to school every day.
Yes, every day. School, that's safe.
Yeah.
Safety is what's most important to most Americans right now.
Yeah.
And especially when you think about gun violence and the way that it's happened in Saginaw, people dying. And I'm not talking about the right to bear arms. I think people get that confused when you say gun violence. The first thing, oh, you don't carry the balloon. No. My mama's a gun owner.
Yeah.
My girl's a gun owner. We all, my daddy hunted. I don't personally own one of my own, but that's because I choose to be like, no, you live by the sword, you die by the sword.
Right.
I'm real Christian on that. So, but that's the thing. Like, and I think safety is the most important thing for my people. And it's so important.
You're not going to stop bad people.
No, because again, we started off this interview with time. Yeah. I don't have time to live in fear. No. My kids need to see their dad be strong and valiant and a patriot and be for his country. My favorite song to sing is the American National Anthem. And that's because I have a love for the American dream. I have a love for this American dream that has been granted to me. Yeah. That's been granted to my kids. And I want them to have legacy where they can plant seeds and grow in this city. I got my first hug at Saginaw General. And I love my city. It's a great city. I'm never going to say anything negative about the city. I'm just going to address the issues. And I want to plan with my constituents. I don't want to present to them.
I feel like when you have people running like yourself, I think, who have been a part of some of the larger staples in our community, like your mother, people they're more open, I think, to communicate. And you know what? It could be at church. It could be at a venue or whatever when you're singing. It could be on the street. You're approachable because your energy itself is vibrant. So, being able to try and get people together collectively, you don't have to be on the same side. You just have to admit that there's something wrong and want better. And that's all you have to do. And I think you're the guy to do that.
And that's what I want. Yeah. Is I want division to be removed. My slogan is United We Thrive. Yeah. And that doesn't mean that there's not issues in uniting. But what it means is that the common good of the American people is to be connected, and it's actually to love. Yeah. And actually to be together. And I think we've gotten away from that so much that now I'm like, there's some things we're going to have to fix. Let's just be honest. But
absolutely,
let's fix them together. Yes. Let's fix them now. Yes. And let's get all of our people out. Let's not divide. Yeah. We gotta stop.
There should be no reason why you can't come on my side of the fence and I can't come on your side of the fence and knock on your door and say, what do you need today?
Yes. Especially when it comes to issues like homelessness and affordable housing. There's no reason why everybody can agree that in this country, the richest country in the world, that people shouldn't starve. There's no reason why we can't agree to that. But for some reason, we have people who don't feel that way, and that's okay. Yeah. How about
if you're not struggling or you didn't struggle, you're not going to know the struggle. It's really hard to see past what you've always had in your life, and I feel like if you're struggling, you understand it. Yes. So I don't want to live this way. You're tired of living this way. What can we do? Let's work together for a solution. I you know what? And it sounds like it could be a song. Yeah.
We need a solution.
You know who would write a song about that?
Who? Yes.
This guy.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely.
He would write a song about it, and he'd write it from a prison cell.
Oh my God. Oh Lord.
And he'd be like, I'm going to stay in here until y'all fix the problem, but I'm here to help.
Wait a minute. It says, please do not climb on Miro. Thank you, management.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
I did. I really had to laugh when I saw it, too, because I was like going, who's going to climb? Who's gonna let's climb the fig tree.
But it's painted so beautifully, I probably would climb it.
No, we have another room, the Led Zeppelin room.
By the way, one of my favorite artists of all time, Whole Lotta Love, is the opener of my set.
Oh yeah.
We do it with the California backing track, so we do it like in the style of "In the City, California." We start da 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 da. Da, 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 da. You need cool. Like we have so. You said it.
I love smash ups too.
Yes, that's my thing. That's Charles Allen in the Vibe. Let me make sure I talk about my guys. Charles Allen in the Vibe. Aaron on keys. Aaron on drums. Spoon on bass. And every once in a while we have Matt Bessie come in, or I can't think of the guy. Oh, Mario. We don't really have we have a 3-piecer. We don't have a full-time guitar player. Hey, hi. We don't have a full-time guitar player. But those guys are everything. And the first band ever, I've been singing since I was 6 years old. I was on American Idol season 12. But
dang, just learn that.
Oh, you didn't know?
How did I not know?
Out of 100,000 kids, 2012, I was top 80 and the only person in the city of Saginaw to get 15 minutes of airtime on Fox 66 when American Idol had 18 million viewers.
Okay.
Our show was the last Judge or Not show, like the last one with over, because now they only get like one. Those shows are dying off.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it's not about the contestants anymore. It's about which judges they can get. You don't see superstars coming out of those areas anymore. But that last season was a great season. So I never had a band. I actually played with a guy named Andy Braun. You've probably seen me with him.
Oh yeah.
And I love Andy.
Yeah.
Andy would play his foot, his foot drums, and we would do I want to know, have you ever seen the rain? And then like one day Andy
Rod
couldn't
Stewart.
come.
He should be up here.
Yes. That's the ad. and I'm gonna say I want Tina Turner right here.
Oh shoot!
I want to hear a little bit of Tina. But Andy didn't show up one day, and these guys, I was like, "Hey guys, I got this show to do at White's. You know how long White's is.
Yeah.
Try to do 3 hours on a fly to people you don't know."
It's a good thing that White's, I feel like, is the perfect place for something like that to have happened.
Yes.
It is very forgiving. And you could have gone up there solo and it'd have been just fine.
It would have. And I have before. We did, you know what? Actually, to be quite frank, when I started off at White's, we started off with tracks. Because most of the money that I make from music, I go take a track.
Yeah.
And because I do school assemblies. Music by day, organizing. I should say, the reason why I haven't really talked about what I do for a living, but I have the privilege of organizing for a living. So in the daytime, I'm doing the same work. It's just not for a candidate. Right. It's for issues like affordable housing, issues like that. But you're right. White's is the birthing place of many bands.
Yeah.
Just like when my parents had Wise Guys, it was the birthing place of many bands. And Bo and my dad loved each other. So that I think you're right. When I started off with tracks, it was just me, but it was scary. But I think because I grew up in my mom's band, I wanted a band so bad. And I have this wall. So the first time Aaron Norwood approached me, he was like, "Yeah, I want to play for you." And I was like, I don't talk business at the bar. And he was like, you snubbed me. You snubbed me the first time I asked to play for you. And I was like, I didn't snub you, bro. I am weird, and I'm just sorry. And I had to apologize for months and months at a time.
We can't talk while we're having drinks. Like,
no, we can't.
That business.
And then he's in the band, and we've come up with these really great arrangements to complement my show, which has really made me love playing in a band more. It's not about just the artist in front, but I'm telling you, if you got a band that knows where you're going. Like
Yeah.
sometimes I've had Val Hazel play with me, and he, he would say, no, you drive. I get it. You're driving. I get it. I'm riding. You're driving. I'm like, yeah. But that he started off in the group with us too. So I've had an opportunity to play with so many musicians in this city just from being at White's.
Yeah.
I just walked in there Tuesday. Me and Heidi wanted to go get a drink before we went home because I don't have the kids this week, and Justin was there. And Justin Mingus, and we got up. He was like, "Hey, you want to sing a couple?" I was like, "Sure, why not?" And got up and sang.
That's what I love about that place. Like, I mean, honestly, like, I can't sing at all. But like, there's been times where like Noelle, she'll be doing her thing, and I've sat many nights, not many, but enough that she knows my taste in music, and they really kind of align with hers. And I think one night we spent hours singing all of Billy Joel. And I know every word, every song, whatever. And then one night, I'm just hanging out, and she's like, "Come on, sing this one with me." And I'm like, but okay, because it's Billy Joel.
Okay, right.
Okay, like whatever. And it's White's, like people are really forgiving there, and they're there with their friends, or not, but they're there listening to the music. They don't care really that whatever genre it is. They feel it and they want to be a part of it. And that's why people go there. It's just for that. And then so many bands, like, you could be in one band, but you might break off for a set and go meet somebody and do a night and their gig, and then all of a sudden you guys start forming a band, and that's what I love.
Yep.
That's what I really love about the city too, is because that happens a lot. I think sometimes there's a little competition in some of the larger arenas, but White's is the safe spot. That's for sure. Now, do you have anything, like, are you going to be playing anywhere in the next month or so?
So, to be honest with you, I've kind of put everything on pause. The guys are.
You got a big.
The guys are like, are we doing something? And I'm like, November 5th is coming.
Yeah, I gotta get out there. I gotta rock the vote. Rock the vote. Yeah, get out to vote. Register to vote. Get on SOS.com. Register to vote. But I am actually gonna do our first show, and we're probably gonna do a fundraiser too. I don't know. We're probably doing a campaign fundraiser, and I'm trying to steal somebody's. Matter of fact, let me put this out there. I need to steal one of y'all dates this month at White. So let me know what date y'all got available. Okay. And they're usually cool about that, like the bands are. So, but we're doing December 20th is when the guys will be getting back on the stage, and it's going to be in Flint, Michigan at Blackstone's Barbecue. Okay.
Or Blackstone Smokehouse. We just got the call the other day. We haven't been there in a couple of months, and we had started playing out there right after New Year's Eve, like right after the New Year started. He had access to come out there, and we really enjoy being there. We're starting to have a really nice Flint following, so that was really dope for us to get out in there. So if you guys want to come down, it's a restaurant who has really, really, really good food.
Barbecue.
And it is good barbecue. Actually, it's one of the old owners of Famous Dave's. That's how I even got the job, because the Famous Dave's in Saginaw used to be franchised and not corporate. Now it's corporate. But the franchise,
that explains a lot.
Yeah, it should. It ain't what it used to be. No. But I served tables for 7 years of my life. So I served at Famous Dave's, and I sang happy birthday to people. That's how I got extra tips. He booked us, and we're going to be there December 20th, starting at 7 o'clock. We usually go 7 to about 10. We always take us a little 15-minute in between. But yeah, guys, come out and check that out.
And then where can people find not just maybe your music, but also who you are, and follow you in your new, hopefully, a city council position?
I got you. So you can, first of all, you can find music. I want to make sure Charles Allen is on every digital platform. You can definitely check me out there. You can check us out on Facebook, and it's Charles Allen and the Vibe for the music. And then obviously my personal page is Charles Allen Music 3. That's the URL, Charles Allen Music 3. That's my personal page. And then you can find the campaign page at Charles Allen for Saginaw, which is the URL for Facebook, Charles Allen for Saginaw. Or even on Linktree, I have a little website set up, Charles Allen for Saginaw on Linktree. If you do Linktree/Charles Allen for Saginaw, you'll pull up if you want to donate to the campaign, if you want to volunteer for the campaign, we need door knockers. We have 11 candidates in this race. So there's 5 seats. You can vote for more. Just 5 seats on my side. I'm in the 4-year term side. But yes, and if you're voting now, turn your ballot over to the
Yes.
But if you're voting now, turn your ballot over to the nonpartisan side and vote for not more than 5 and vote Charles Allen. If you would like to early vote, listen, you can early vote 9 days before the election. And I think this is just great information for anybody. It's at if you live in Saginaw County, it's at 618 Cash Street. First day starting at 9 a.m. at 618 Cash Street. If you're not familiar, it's the early voting location. It's also the probation center. And it's also right across the street from the jail. And there's free parking in the courthouse. So 618 Cash Street, guys. It's kitty corner from the Dollar General and the Rosen Towers. And if you're handicapped, if you need ADA assistance, you can park right in front of the doors and get out. They already are expecting people that can't walk long distances to be able to park right there in front of the doors. And you go in. Now, you do need to verify that you're a voter.
Yeah.
When you get in there, so make sure you have the information to do that. But yeah, that's Charles Allen for Saginaw, Charles Allen Music 3, Charles Allen and The Vibe. Those are the 3 Facebook pages that I have for that. And girl, ain't none of them managed correctly.
Well, it was definitely a pleasure to see you and to talk to you outside of the whites or just in music in general and get to know you a lot better, because again, I think that you're a remarkable person. I think that, again, your energy really is contagious, and so keep up the great work, and we're so glad to have you here. And always remember to
keep the music playing.